Hi guys, John here, Forex Fire, part of the Ninja Forex Traders. Okay, so as most of you are aware, I've been trading for around about 3 years now, and I like to try and simplify things and make things a little bit easier to understand for people that want to trade Forex. And not only that, I'm part of this team here, the Ninja Forex Traders, where we all learn together, trade together, and we win together. And tonight's show and tell is a little bit of a brief sort of introduction to something that I've been learning of late, and what I want to sort of structure, break down into bits, and I'm going to put into the little side group I've got from this Ninja Forex Traders group. Okay, but tonight I'm going to show you just what it is I'm going to trade, how I'm going to trade, and what we are doing to get into these trades and hitting the take profit. Again, even though this is pre-recorded, I'm just doing this on the fly. I'm going to go over to the chart in a minute and pick a random spot on the chart, and I'm going to show you a breakdown analysis on what I do, what happens when it hits, and what we wait for. Okay, guys, so let's head over to the charts. And again, if you're liking the content that I put out there, please comment, please like. I always like the engagement on there. More importantly, if you're liking the video that you're seeing it right now, please share it. And if you're watching this on somebody else's timeline, or you're watching this on YouTube, you can either click the link below to get involved in what I do with this bigger picture, or you can get involved with that person who has shared this video, and they will put you on the right path to success to get involved with this team right here. Okay, guys, so with that out of the way with, just going to share my screen, and we're going to head over to, let's take a look, the charts. Now we'll go over to the chart. So load up, and we'll pick a random pair, and we'll look for the setup. All right, so that's something I'm waiting for at the moment. We're actually in drawdown at the moment on that. But I want to have a look at this. Let's just take a look. Pick a random pair. Let's just get everything out. Okay, and let's just go back on the charts. Let's go back on the chart. Just pick a random spot. Look for some sort of downtrend maneuver that we've had. We just keep going back, going back, going back, going back. Let's have a look. Right, we'll pick this here, and what we'll do is we'll go to replay. Let's get rid of that, and we'll start from around about there. So obviously, what it is, guys, what we're doing is I'm going to sort of either tomorrow or going into next week, I'm going to try and start putting some videos together to sort of teach you guys on what to look for when we get this sort of move, what you do when you break out the trend, how do we trade it, and more so what sort of TP areas do you go for. Okay, so I'm going to quickly draw something up on this. Again, this is pre-recorded, but we're doing this on the fly because I am pretty busy. What we'll do is we'll just get rid of that. Now, what we're going to do, first of all, I'm just going to identify, obviously, as we're going down on this trend, just going to identify these little things here called equal highs, okay, as we're going down. And these will become, if the trade starts to go in our direction, these will start to become our areas of interest, okay? Right. So what we're doing is we've come down, okay, and if we just put this here, because this is the low point, we've got a big wick here. If we just put this on here, what you can do, that is an area of interest, okay? So what you can do, you can actually click on there, set an alarm, and you're waiting for a break of structure, okay? Now we're going to play this along, and then I'll go step by step. This is a brief overview, and then we're going to see how it plays out. And then obviously we'll talk about what I'm going to do going into next week, okay? So let's just play this out. We're waiting for that break of structure. Consolidate, there we are. We've got the break of structure there, okay? And then just play it a bit more. Right. So from there, guys, you can see we've come down. We've got a low point. We've made a new high, lower high. So then, because we've come down, we've come back out and break a structure. Okay. So from there, because we've got the break a structure, I would then get my fibs out. Okay. And again, I'm not going to go into too much detail on what the fibs are. These will come apparent over the next few days. But we're going from the swing low to where we had our high point. Okay, so we'll go to here. Okay, now this here, these fib areas here, this is my area of interest for the move back down. Okay, but again, we're gonna mark out two areas. One will be, and let's just get this right, horizontal rear. I want to put one there as a TP area. Okay, but then I'm going to use possibly this sort of second high from the highest point. But again, let's get the rectangle, mark that area out. Okay. Now this is the zone. This is the zone where you want to come back to retest. Okay. So we've got this area here, and then what you're going to do, you're going to set a long position. Okay, we'll set it round about. There we go. And then you can go to the wick there. This is where I would sort of tend to get people to do, because you're going from the wick to the body. We will move this up to here. Okay, this is a ratio of 1 to 6. Move this along. And obviously, we've got this other TP area. So you've got TP area 1, and we're going to make a TP area 2. Let's just make that black. Okay, so just remember those areas, guys. Let's get rid of those fibs. And we're going to see where this plays out, okay? Let's just play this along. So we'll come down again. It's come through that breaker structure area. It's coming down. It's gone back up. It's come down. It's playing along. And this might not happen overnight, but they should go a little bit of the time. They can go back to retest those sort of areas. And you can see we're coming back down. We're coming down. We're back into the lower part of the zone, okay, as you can see from there. And then we're coming down again. We're coming down into the Monday candles area. Coming down. And we'll just let this play, There's our entry, guys. A little bit of drawdown, okay, not to worry about. But again, if we just move this out, and we'll just see where we'll go with this. Keep playing this. And as we've come down, we started going back up into profit. And then we're heading back up into the right direction. Happy days. And remember, guys, this is a risk to reward ratio of 1 to 6. And I want to sort of teach this in the group and to the people that follow me. It's so easy to do, to be fair, once you break it down into bits. Okay, that's what learning anything that has numerous sort of areas of things to learn from. It's best to break the structure down. And there you have it, guys. We've gotten that. Now this area here, this would have given you, look at that, 434 pips, guys. Okay, from a date range of, we got into here, maybe 2 to 3 days. Okay, absolutely fantastic. Now, what I've been sort of learning, I'll just get my head on here. This is known as sort of a banker strategy, or sort of block order. I've sort of getting it down, not so much as mastered the art of this, but I've sort of took a good understanding on what to watch for, what to look for. And I tend to look for these after we've had a big downtrend or a big uptrend. So we're waiting for that reversal. And it's all about a couple of things to watch for. One of them is a breaker structure from the previous sort of high or the previous sort of low. Once you get that break of structure, you're then going to get your fibs out. Okay, we'll go through the fibs next week. The fibs are just extra confluence. So by the time you draw from that high point to the low, or the low to the high point, by the time you span that out, if that area sort of comes into a certain area of interest on within that swing high or swing low point, then that's just extra confluence just to give it extra sort of confirmation that it could be a good trade. And there's some other things we can look for as well, okay? But if we go back to the chart, let's just go back to the chart. Again, guys, as you get this break of structure, we're just going to get this magic wand out. Spin this round. I just want to give you a brief rundown, brief explanation. So what you've had your high point, okay, and then we've come down on a big move, okay. What we've done is in the past, I've sort of taught you to mark off these areas of interest to use a head and shoulder pattern. So whatever happens on the left will end up giving you back on the right. Now, if I could show you how to do this in one move rather than wait for these to sort of give back on here, as you can see, we've come out, we broke, retested, and we've shot off. We've come out. If I was to mark this along here, horizontally, if I was to mark that along there, you can see there, we've broke, we've come out, we've retested and back up. You can see in here, we've done the same here, broke, retested and shot up, and so on and so on. But if I can get this earlier and show you how to trade the first break out of structure, okay, and then we come back in to this area of interest and trade from this area without the need of being at the chart, without the need of setting multiple alarms, without the need of sitting in front of your screen waiting for those break, waiting for the retest, waiting for the break, waiting for the retest. If I can break this down into an easy format for you to learn, for you to take in, and again, it's all about first of all identifying the big trend, okay? In this instance, it was a downtrend, okay? Once you've identified when it's going to sort of switch around, every time you have a correction, you're going to draw a line, okay? Basically, you're going to draw a line, okay? If you end up getting the maneuver where you've got this sort of stuff here, let's take a look. If this was to move up and it stopped there and then came down, you just simply draw your line going along here, okay? If it was to move up and then come back down, again, you would draw the line from here. But then if this was to come up and break that there, you broke the structure, okay? This is when you would then get your fibs out, okay? And you would draw the fibs from the low up to that point there, creating this area of interest here, okay? So again, I'll just get rid of this and we'll start right from the beginning. And I'm just going to give you a full rundown. We're going to help you identify each equal high, okay, or equal high or low points, okay, depending on which area we're going in. From there, every time you draw this, you can set an alarm to the previous one. If you get a break of structure, that's when we get these fibs out, okay, and we'll run through the fibs next week. From there, once you've gotten those fibs out and you draw these up, you put your box of interest, okay. From there you can mark your TP areas as these equal highs in this instance, okay, and then you can sort of go to whichever one you wish. When it comes to a stop loss area, you're just simply using not just the box but maybe the wick area. There is ways to tighten this down to make it a tighter stop loss, to make it a better risk to reward. I mean, this one here, like I say, it gave you possibly a 6% growth on whatever your account was. And again, you only need to risk 1%, but we'll run through that. Okay, guys. So this is something that you would like to see if you want me to break this down into bite-sized chunks, because I went over things like I say, the 25 to life was giving us a risk to reward, maybe one to one, maybe 1 to 2, at best 1 to 2.5 at times. Okay. Then I started showing you things like how to trade the big trend either up or down on the reversal, because like I say, whatever mirrors on the left, you get to the right. That involves your head and shoulders. But now if I can sort of incorporate that sort of big maneuver on the trend going down or going up, wait for that reversal point, okay, waiting for the previous structure to be broken, And then I just want to show you guys how easy it can be traded, okay? We can break this down into steps. And again, my technique on education and sort of bringing things to the group of people that follow me, I go over the certain structure and the certain build of strategies over and over again until you've mastered that one part. And then once I'm comfortable knowing that people have mastered that one part, I will move you on to the next stage, okay? Because again, the end result is about being able to put it together and being able to trade. At the beginning, it's just about being able to understand the market structure, okay? So this is where we're going to be from next week, just understanding the particular sort of move, how to identify it, okay? From there, what we're going to do is put these sort of things onto a watch list, okay? And then the next part from there, we're going to help you sort of identify how to mark off the structure of the lows and the highs, the equal areas, okay? Because those areas are very important when it comes to once one of them has broken that structure, okay? And we'll do that part for going into next week. Forget about trading style for now. We're going to do identify the big trend. We'll pick one or two of those trends, okay? And then we're going to identify the structure with the equals of the highs and the lows on that trend, okay? And we'll take it from that step from next week, and then maybe the week after we'll start looking for when there's a break of structure, okay? So I hope that sounds good, guys. That's me show and tell for tonight. Again, because this sort of strategy, I think it gets overcomplicated at times with things, but again, if we break it down in bite-sized chunks, I think I can get the message across on just how you can trade it with ease. Okay, guys. So again, I'm looking forward to doing this. If it's something that you want to see, again, we will be sort of going over the trends. We'll pick up at most 2 or 3, depending on if we've got any pairs that have got those big trend maneuvers, okay? And then again, from there, we're going to identify those swing highs, I should say equal highs and equal low points, depending on which way we're going. So that's my plan for next week, guys, okay? I hope it sounds good. I hope it sounds fun. Again, what I want to try and get you guys to do, if you want to follow along with this, I advise you bring notepad and pens, because I'm going to try and do this from the start of next week. Each night, I'll possibly try and do a half an hour or 45 minutes, sort of going over the first part of the structure of how to trade this way. Okay, guys, so drop your comments below. Let me know, okay? And if this sounds something that you're interested in, let's just take it one step at a time, okay? It's not about getting to the finish line first. It's about understanding, practicing. And if you have any questions, any queries throughout the process of learning each stage of this, then you just need to reach out to me, because that's what I'm here for. I like to help as many people as I can. Okay, guys? So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching the content that I put out there. And most importantly, thank you for the engagement that I get from everybody, okay? And if anybody has shared this video to anybody on their timeline, and somebody's watching this via someone else's timeline, get back to the person who has kindly shared this video, because I tell you what, this group here right now is where it is and where you need to be to sort of learn as a community, because we all have the same common goal, okay? And that's to be profitable traders. Okay, guys, so that's enough of me rambling. Hopefully, I'll see a lot of you going into next week, and we'll start taking a look at the structure and the markups on how to do this. Okay, guys, thanks very much. Catch you later. Bye.